2014 is well underway, and with a $3.5 billion bond issuance by Puerto Rico and interest rate fears dominating the market, it's already been an interesting start to the year. We're here in South Beach, Miami, Florida, for the Bond Buyers National Municipal Finance Summit to find out what the rest of the year has in store. All right, 2014, what's on your mind? What are you watching?
I'm watching the long end of the curve because that's where the duration risk is. And then there's a sector that's really troubling me.
Yeah.
The S&P Municipal Bond Tobacco Index has a really long duration, really low quality, and if interest rates rise and credit spreads widen, that sector is going to get torn up.
Gentlemen, 2014, what are you thinking? What's on your mind for munis?
During 2014, I think that the markets are going to be regulated more stringently.
Right.
I think that's definitely something that a lot of the broker dealers are going to have to contend with, and hopefully it doesn't impact their business too much.
Yeah. The short end of the curve got beat up a little bit, right? So that's something that I'm watching, but I'm really more concerned because of the price impact. My real concern is on the long end of the curve. So I'm watching the 20 plus range.
Yeah, I'm hoping in 2014 to see continuing improvement in the markets, the appetite for muni bonds as an issuer. We plan on going to the market later in the year.
2014 munis, what's on your mind? What are you going to be looking for in the coming year?
High credit. So definitely quality and as much yield as possible. We're going to try to stay away from Puerto Rico, Detroit, and just stick to what's tried and true.
From a credit perspective, I think the resolution in Detroit on the myriad of issues that we're looking at is going to be a big story for me.
I think pension is going to be the big topic. If it's not Puerto Rico and not Detroit, it's going to be how the pension issues get resolved.
Yeah.
And the states have got to face up to the political reality that there's no survival, and the muni market is going to be held hostage.
When it comes to battling interest rates, hedging against it, is it just short-term stuff, or where are you looking along the curve?
Well, we've been playing a dumbbell strategy, so we are heavier on the long end, and now that the short end has sold off, we're going to start picking up some of that short end duration, high quality stuff. And as far as interest rates are concerned, I think it depends very much on how the Fed is going to play this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Illinois is first on everybody's list.
Yeah.
Whether or not somebody else comes up with a template, a better solution, but it's got to happen there.
So looking at 2014, from an issuer's perspective, what do you think is going to be the big story this year?
Well, I think there are two things from an issuer perspective. One is the threat to tax-exempt financing. Another issue is the cuts we've seen with the BAB subsidies is becoming more and more of an issue. With those have issued large amounts of BABs in prior years.
G47 disclosure rule, it's really important. It's on the minds of every dealer out there. The G17 rule has been clarified, and there are new requirements on dealers, both selling a bond as well as buying a bond for a client. So it's one of the biggest things out there, and the market's really focused on it.
The other issue I think that is going to be impacting the industry more and more is the lack of issuance.
Right.
And I think part of that reason is because of the lack of confidence, in the government, in U.S. Treasury, when they say you get a 35% subsidy with BABs and we won't take that away, and then they come back and cut it. So I think there's a lack of confidence at the local level in municipals around the country.